The lighthouse stood alone on a rocky island just off the coast of a small Scottish village. For nearly 100 years, it had warned ships of dangerous waters and sudden storms. But now, the lighthouse was automated. No one lived there anymore, except for one man. His name was Malcolm Shaw, and he was not an official lighthouse keeper. He had arrived quietly in early spring, carrying only a duffel bag and an old fishing rod. The villagers saw him once or twice at the local store, buying canned beans, tea, and candles. He said little, smiled politely, and paid in cash. After that, he disappeared into the mist. Every evening, a light flashed from the tower on the island. Some thought it was the automatic system working as usual. Others were not so sure. One boy, named Jamie, said he saw someone walking along the shore at night, wearing a heavy coat and carrying a lantern. His father told him not to be silly, but Jamie couldn't forget the man's eyes, bright, focused, like a hawk's. One rainy night, a fishing boat came back with damage to its hull. The captain, a man known for telling stories, said he had seen something strange near the lighthouse. There was a sound, he said, like metal scraping against stone, and then, I swear I saw a figure standing in the light, holding something long, like a rifle. Nobody believed him. But the next day, a hiker found something washed up on the beach, a rusted military medal attached to a torn piece of fabric that looked like an old uniform. The local police visited the lighthouse, but no one answered the door. The entrance was locked from the inside. There was no signal, no phone line, and the boat they used to reach the island returned empty. Jamie, curious and fearless, decided to go there himself. He waited until the tide was low and crossed over the slippery rocks. At the base of the lighthouse, he found strange symbols scratched into the stone, circles, arrows, and numbers. Inside, the tower was cold and silent. Dust covered the floor, and old furniture stood in the corners. But there were signs of life: a warm teacup, a jacket hanging near the stairs, and a notebook filled with strange codes. He flipped through the pages. The writing was neat but full of abbreviations and coordinates. One entry read, "Red Fox active, transmission confirmed, monitor through 3. Suddenly, a floorboard creaked above him. Jamie froze. Someone else was there. A man slowly appeared on the stairs. He was tall, gray-haired, with a short beard and a serious expression. He looked at Jamie but said nothing. "I just wanted to see the lighthouse," Jamie said. The man nodded, then motioned for him to sit. He poured tea into 2 cups and placed one in front of Jamie. "You shouldn't be here," the man said. His voice was deep and calm. "Not now." Jamie asked who he was. The man didn't answer. He only said, "There are things happening that most people wouldn't understand." On the wall behind him hung a large map of Europe. Several red pins marked cities in the east. Next to the map was a radio receiver, its green light blinking every few seconds. Jamie looked at the notebook again. One phrase kept appearing: Operation Echo. "What's Operation Echo?" he asked. The man took a deep breath but didn't respond. He stood up and walked to the window. Outside, the sea crashed against the rocks. A ship passed in the distance. Then the man said, "They listen from the sea, but now we listen too." Jamie didn't know what that meant, but before he could ask more, the man took the notebook, placed it in a metal box, and locked it. "Go home," he said, "and forget this place." Jamie left the lighthouse without another word. As he crossed back to shore, he looked over his shoulder. The man was still standing there, watching from the window, like a ghost from another time. That night, the light from the tower blinked 3 times, paused, then blinked again, just like the code in the notebook.